Hello everyone, I am back today with a very special video. So my friend Miranda, who is a YouTuber and a close to my heart consultant, and she's just an amazing person. I don't know how she does everything she does. Anyway, she started a Facebook group and she is hosting monthly crops on her Facebook group. And every so often, I am going to go ahead and host a challenge. So I am hosting the sketch challenge for the month of February, and I showed you the sketch. The sketch is oriented to be an 8.5 by 11 sketch, but we are going to make it a 12 by 12 sketch. I am going to be using so many Distress Oxides. I chose my colors based on that paper from my How to Kill a Kit with Style for the month of February, and I'm actually going to go ahead and create with that collection or that kit today. I am going to start with this stamp set. So this is a big stamp set, a layering stamp set from Altenew. It's one of my favorites. I love this one. And if it is available anywhere, I will link it up in the comments below in case you need to do a little bit of shopping. For my Distress Oxide inks, I just matched colors with my paper. So we have Ripe Persimmon, Saltwater Taffy, Peeled Paint, Mowed Lawn, Dusty Concord, and Carved Pumpkin. As you saw, the sketch calls for some lovely mixed media, and I'm going to do my own version of that. I'm going to use my Distress Oxide inks, and I'm going to stamp these larger flowers and the green leaves. I'm going to alternate between all of those beautiful colors that I have on my side table there beside me on my table. And now I'm taking a water brush and I'm going to go ahead and paint all of these flowers. So the fun part about Distress Oxides is that they do react with water. This is a really great kind of fun technique. I'm almost doing a little bit of a no-line watercoloring here, but actually I kind of feel like that's what it is. So I stamped all of the flowers with my Misty, and I probably stamped them each twice, I believe, so I get nice, crisp, clean lines. And then I went ahead, I'm taking my water brush, and you can see I have a little bit of water on my stamp block there, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to paint all of these flowers and leaves with water. And then the water reacts with the Distress Oxide ink, and you get this beautiful painted floral look. I wanted to give my background a little bit of a messy look to go with the sketch. So next I am just smushing the same Distress Oxide colors onto my acrylic block. I'm mixing them with a good bit of water, and we're gonna do splatters. So I'm gonna do color on color. So I'm gonna put the Dusty Concord Distress Oxide ink, and I'm going to splatter it around my purple flowers, and then I'm going to do the Saltwater Taffy and splatter it around the saltwater taffy. The greens, I'm going to do the greens around the leaves, etc., etc., and so on. Just making sure to clean my brush in between my colors. Just push some of the water out to kind of get the color you used before out of your water brush. I am using hot press watercolor paper for this because I don't want warping, and this is the best. I love this hot press watercolor paper from Fluid Speedball. Again, if I can get it, I will go ahead and link it up in the description box below. Because I'm adding a good bit of water. Between painting the flowers and then all this splattering, we're using a bit of water on this page. So we want to make sure that we have a good paper for that. After I have my mixed media elements on my page and everything is nice and dry, I'm just blotting up a little bit of excess water that we don't need. I'm going to go ahead and start to create my layout. So these are the papers from my How to Kill a Kit with Style for February, and I want to use this large circle journaling spot, but I am going to end up switching out my photos. So in the kit, I had put the photos I wanted to use, and this was one of the ones I had chosen to play with. It's a heritage photo, but honestly, I put it down and went, no. It's not that I don't like it. I love the photo, but I don't like the photo with this product line. So that happens now and again. So I'm going to dig through my photos and find a much better fit for this layout. And this is the photo I decide to use. This is another heritage photo. It's a photo of my great-grandparents, I believe, from the 70s, maybe. And it is in color. And I've had this photo kind of digitized and sitting and waiting for me to create with, but I was having a really hard time trying to figure out what products I would pull and use with it. But as soon as I put the photo down on this page, I went, yes, this is perfect. So this is the photo we are going to do. Now the sketch calls for torn layers across the top and bottom, and I am absolutely going to go ahead and use those torn layers. You could use a circle punch and punch, cut your photo in a circle. You could do any size project you would want. For the circle element that's in the sketch, I'm going to go with this journal spot because I have it here and I really want to use my kit, right? I want to get some of these products used up. I've already kind of gone through that these papers and embellishments are from 2009, which means that they're over a decade old. And while I still love them, I also want to get them into my albums. So I'm going to use this stripy pattern paper, and I'm actually going to cut a mat for my photo from that same stripy paper. I'm actually going to put the picture down in a couple patterns, but I have all of my strips. This layout now is going to come together really easy, except for one thing. I was creating this layout really late at night and I was so tired and I really wanted to get it finished, but I have this huge journaling area, and while I generally do not do my journaling on camera, the journaling I want to do, I have to do the journaling first before I put that acetate overlay down. So what I'm going to end up doing is I am going to end up not journaling on this layout, but also I'm going to end up not really finishing this layout because I don't want to put the acetate piece down before I do my journaling. So I'm going to kind of like tack everything down. The things that aren't going to overlap on top of the acetate, what I did was I'm going to create the layout in such a way that I can pull the acetate off, do my journaling, and then put the acetate back on, and not wait to adhere the acetate until I'm done with the journaling. Does that make sense? I hope so. I had thought initially that I was just going to leave this alone. I wasn't going to add any more embellishments. I had thought about fussy cutting that floral paper from the collection. Then I remembered I had these 49th and Market flowers that I had pulled in as part of my kit, and I thought, you know what? I bet we could use a bunch of these and kind of sprinkle them around where the splatters and things were, and that worked really good. I did end up kind of Frankensteining and destroying two of the flowers, the big ones. The small ones were fine. They were flat on the bottom. They would go down really easy, but those two big ones were like bulky, so I would clip off the back so I could adhere them down, but then all those little middle parts would fall out. So I'm going to just let that be. I'm going to cut the backs of them off, pull the middle part out, and then I'm going to replace the middles of the flowers with sequins. And since I was adding sequins to the middle of the flowers, I decided we should probably sprinkle them all over the layout too. So once I get all these sequins down, that is where we're going to call this layout done. And just know that I'm going to put all my writing and maybe a title. I haven't really decided that yet. I'm going to see how much of that journaling space I use, and then I may decide to add a title, which I know exactly what it would be. It would be Mimi and Papa, because that's what we called them growing up. So yeah, that's going to be it. Here are all of the close-ups. Be sure, if you want to play along with this challenge, if you'd like to come over and join Miranda in her Facebook group, you will find all the links that you need in the description box below. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, everybody. Bye.